Hello everyone, welcome you all in this video lecture. So in this video tutorial, we are going to discuss about the stem cells. So let's start with the introduction. So before moving to the stem cells, let's understand the concept of cell and the major types of cells in our body. So we know that cell is the structural and the functional unit of all organisms, which means that cell is the basic monomer or the basic unit for all the organisms, which can be prokaryotic or eukaryotic organisms. So our body is made up of different types of cells which are specially equipped in their roles. There are different types of roles for different types of cells like blood cells, liver cells, cardiac cells and many others. So according to their functions, these cells vary in their structure and their characteristic features, which made them specially equipped or special for these roles. So there are some major types of cells in our body, which are stem cells, bone cells, blood cells, muscle cells, fat cells, skin cells, nerve cells, endothelial cells, sex cell, which are also called as gametes and eggs, and pancreatic cells. So in this video lecture, we are going to discuss about the type of cell which is called as stem cell, and we will learn about the stem cells in detail. So now let's start with the definition or with the introduction about stem cells. So the stem cells are defined as special types of cells which are present in all the organisms, and these cells have the ability to develop into many different types of cells. And originally they have not a specific role, as we have discussed earlier that there are different types of cells which are differentiated according to their roles, and of course they have different types of characteristic features and structures according to their specific role. But the stem cells are originally not differentiated, and they are considered as undifferentiated or partially differentiated cells. But they have the ability to differentiate into various types of cells. And of course they have also ability to the repair for the damaging cells in our body. So basically there are different types of stem cells also. So let's understand about. There are embryonic stem cells, adult stem cells, induced pluripotent stem cells and mesenchymal stem cells. So let's understand about all the types of stem cells in detail. So now let's understand about the first type of cells, which are embryonic stem cells. So as the name indicates, these cells are found in the embryo, or these cells have the role in the embryonic processes. So basically we know that after the fertilization process, the zygote formation occur, and this zygote is further differentiated into different body parts of the organism, and whole body is developed by this single zygote. So this single zygote is considered as a totipotent stem cell. Basically the embryonic stem cells are divided into different types, which are totipotent, pluripotent, multipotent, oligopotent and unipotent. So the totipotent cells are those cells which can differentiate it into all the possible types of cells. As the example is zygote, which can be differentiated into all the types of cells which are present in our body. The another type is pluripotent cells. So these form an early embryo and can differentiate it into any cell type, but not in all. Now the multipotent stem cells, they can differentiate it into closely related cell types, like a blood cell or the homeotopotic cells can differentiate it into RBCs and WBCs, but they can only differentiate into the blood cells, either RBC or either WBC. The another type is oligopotent. So these oligopotent cells can differentiate it into a few different types of cells. Now the last type or the fifth type is unipotent stem cells. As the name indicates, they can only differentiate it into the single type of stem cells. The example is muscle cells, which can differentiate into the only muscle cells. So these are the type of embryonic stem cells which found in our body. Now the another type of stem cells is adult stem cells. As the name indicates, these types of cells are found in adults or the developed organs. So basically, as they are found in developed organs, so they have the ability to repair and replace the damaged cells of our body, and also it is also their function to repair and replace the damaged cells. The example is hematopoietic stem cells, which are also considered as blood cells, which repair and replace the WBCs and RBCs of our cells. Now the another type is induced pluripotent stem cells. So these cells are arranged or made by converting tissue specific cells into embryonic cell in the lab. So basically they are naturally not found in our body, they are produced in the lab, and they also have the potential to develop into all different types of cells. So that's why they are used for the testing of various drugs and also used for the treatment for different types of diseases. Now the fifth type is mesenchymal stem cells. So the mesenchymal stem cells are mainly formed by the connective tissues which are surrounded by other types of tissues. They are originally named or called as stromal cells because the organs are known as stroma. And the first mesenchymal stem cell were found in the bone marrow, which is capable of developing bones, fat cells and cartilage. So there are different mesenchymal cells which are used to cure the different diseases like bone marrow cells, which is very helpful to cure different types of cancers. So now let's understand the applications of stem cells. So as we have discussed, they are very essential and very beneficial cells for our body because they are the essential cells which can differentiate it into different types of specific cells, which helps for the growth and development of the body. But there are different other applications in the medical history for the treatment of different types of diseases with the help of stem cells, and this is known as stem cell therapy. So the applications include the tissue regeneration, treatment of brain diseases, treatment of blood diseases, treatment of different types of cardiovascular diseases, and also treatment of various types of cancers, which is done by the help of different types of stem cells. So the tissue regeneration is the most important application of a stem cell because we know that they have the ability to convert into a specific type of cell, and this is very helpful process for the kidney and liver transplant processes. Now another application is treatment of different brain and cardiovascular diseases, where these cells help to replace the damaged brain cells and damaged cardiovascular or heart cells. The blood diseases are also treated by stem cells, like they can treat blood cancers or the sickle cell anemia and many other immunodeficiency diseases which are caused by different types of mutations and many abnormalities. Now the major application of stem cell is the treatment of cancer. We know that cancer is the major disease which is the second leading death causing disease in the world, and there are various types of cancers which can be treated with the help of stem cells like bone marrow cells and many other types of stem cells.